Hi, my name's Phil and this is my wife Jenny. We came to Thailand 3 years ago in 2007, virtually for the rest of our lives, as a response to how God had called us to this place of people who haven't heard about Jesus, with the express purpose of making relationships in order to tell people about the living God. Currently we're doing a range of mercy ministries, you might call it, into some very poor areas where people live in substandard housing and have very little possessions of their own. And God's given us a heart for the urban poor, and we have trying to build a team with a range of ministries around various areas that would help these people have their needs met, and in order to present Jesus to them at the same time.
As we get to know people in the slum communities, we hear some really sad stories about them. Many of the older families, older women mainly, are looking after their grandchildren or younger children, and there's one couple in particular who are looking after their 10-year-old grandson. The reason being that his parents are both dead. They were both in jail on drug charges, and the mother became sick and went to hospital and died there, and his father was executed. So his grandparents are now looking after him, and they live in quite a ramshackle shack with corrugated iron walls, no electricity, no running water. So life is quite difficult for them, but they have come to know Jesus, and their son is having the opportunity of learning about Jesus as well.
We're about to go to Klongdun Hall, which is our local slum community, and before we go, we pack into our backpack some water, which is actually, that's normally ice, but today's just water because we defrosted the fridge last night. And very soon I'm going to wet my hat. I need a hat really wet. So we're going to pack a few things for the kids. This is bingo, animal bingo, and other little counters. You'll see how that works when we get there. So we're going to put that in there. What else do we need, Jen? We'll put some transport things, bicycle and all that type of stuff. Transport, just teaching very, very basic English words, okay? No complex here. We've got some vegetables, and we've got some action things like that one's flying. Okay, one other thing we're teaching the kids is behavioural stuff. So we have a set of rules, and so again you'll see them at the community when we do it, but that is just love one another, and it's in Thai there. Ko hai gan rak gan lagan, which means love one another. So yeah, there's a whole lot of things there too which we're doing. It's currently about 40 degrees, so it's really hot, and I sweat like an absolute pig. So I always go out with a completely wet hat. So that's what we're doing now. So basically, and that hat will be completely dry by the time we get there.
Spirit houses up here in most of the houses that we walk past, and they're called spirit houses, I think I said that already, and they're for the spirits to live in. Like each block or area might have a spirit, and the people think if they give them a house to live in, then they won't go into their house. And they also look after them. They feed them, they give them food and drink out there each day for them, and if someone comes to stay the night, they need to show respect to the spirits first by wine them, and then they won't be bothered by the spirit during the night.
ในชีวิตที่เจอกับปัญหามากมายหลายคราวมองไม่เห็นใครสักคนใจที่เคยบอบช้ำมานานหลายปีแต่ในวันนี้ได้มาพบกับความหวังใจอยากขอบคุณพระองค์อยากขอบคุณพระเยซูที่ให้ชีวิตฉันได้ก้าวเดินต่อไปอยากขอบคุณพ พระองค์อยากขอบคุณด้วยหัวใจและจากนี้ต่อไปจะเชื่อวางใจในพระองค์
We've got many stories of our experiences here in Thailand up to this date, and one that I'd like to share with you is about an elderly man who lived in a very poor slum community that accepted Jesus as a result of Jesus being presented to him. He had a massive tumour on his neck, and we prayed for him, or our friends prayed for healing for him. God chose not to heal it at that time, but instead the man died. Why that's a really joyful story is that man, as it says in the end of the book of Jude, says it saved some by snatching them from the lake of fire. That man was actually snatched from the lake of fire. He was on his way to death. He received Jesus. So he is now in heaven, praising God with all the angels. So we rejoice in that story.
ใจอยากขอบคุณพระองค์อยากขอบคุณพระเยซูที่ให้ชีวิตฉันได้ก้าวเดินต่อไปอยากขอบคุณพระองค์
Okay, this is Ajahn Chayuk and his wife and his little girl. This is their family. Ajahn Chayuk is the senior pastor of this church that we go to here in Sumatra.
We work with Chumchon in a poor area. We work together with Ajahn Phil and Jenny. Actually, he very helpful to us very much that because the first thing that he can speak Thai and can communicate with the area people and the poor area people, and that's very good man. My wife, one pen, is my daughter Charisma and then Charisma. We thank God for Ajahn Phil and Jenny that we work with them. It's very good, and thank you for your prayer, and please pray for us for our church. And
This is Ajahn Siddhichai. He helps us, or we work together in the ministry in the communities that we work in.
รู้จักพระเจ้านานเท่าไหร่แล้ว
15 ปีครับ
15 ปี
Yes.
So he's been a Christian for 15 years แล้วตอนนั้นใช่มีชีวิตแบบไหน
ก่อนที่มีชีวิตเจ้าก็เคยติดยาเสพติด
So before that he was addicted to drugs แล้วก็เมื่อมาเจอกับพระเยซูคริสต์ชีวิตเป็นยังไง
หลังจากที่พบพระเจ้าครั้งแรกก็พระเจ้าก็เปลี่ยนแปลงในเรื่องให้หายจากยาเสพติด
God when came to know Jesus God changed his life and helped him to get off the drugs
We're at our church at the moment. This is Jemawai, and Jemawai we've been working with in Klong Nanu slum community for many years.
แล้วก็ไปเชื่อพวกวิญญาณชั่วก็ไม่ได้ทำให้ดีขึ้น
And she used to believe in other spirits, evil spirits, but they didn't help her.
เห็นคนหนึ่งเขาอ่านพระคัมภีร์
She saw somebody reading the Bible.
ก็มีความกลัวก็จะวิ่งหนีเรื่อยๆ
And she was scared and ran away.
เพราะว่าแม่เป็นแคทอลิกมาความรู้สึกเหมือนเราเป็นคนบาป
Oh, because her mother was Catholic, but she knew that she had sin. This is why she was scared.
แล้วก็พยายามหนีพระเจ้า
So she tried to run away from God.
หนีมา2 ปีเต็ม
2 whole years she ran away.
ๆก็เลยตัดสินใจไปโบสถ์
And then she decided to go to church.
เมื่อหลังจากไปโบสถ์ไปสัมผัสกับพระเจ้าแล้วอะไรก็จะดีขึ้นเรื่อยๆ
After when she went to church, she met God. She felt God's touch and began to improve gradually.
ทุกอย่างดีขึ้นแม้แต่หน้าตา
Everything got better, even her face. จังหวะเป็นคริสเตียนนานเท่าไหร่แล้ว
15 ปี
3 years old. She came to Christ 3 years ago.
เนี่ยเราเสียดายเวลาที่ผ่านมานะผ่านมาเราแบบเราก็เป็นพุทธอะแต่ว่าพุทธเนี่ยไม่สว่างไม่กระจ่างไม่อะไรไม่เหมือนท่านถามเราตอบอันนี้นะเราถามโอ้คำพีตอบ
Okay, so in the past she'd been Buddhist, but there was no light in that at all. And so any questions that she had, the Bible was able to answer them for her, unlike she'd ever found before.
God bless you
ทางที่เราเดินย่อมมีขวากน้ำหลายอย่างบนเส้นทาง
I love the markets. I love going and just seeing all the vibrancy of the market. Wherever you look, there are people looking at you. Wherever you look, there are people just, I don't know, selling stuff, doing life. There are kids on, little babies on hips and animals. Yeah, dogs and cats. What else? And just the amazing food. You know, like those fish, those frogs cut open so you can see all their innards, and the fish jumping around, and prawns jumping. So yeah, it's just very different to what you see back home.
Currently it's just Jenny and I on this team seeking to reach the urban poor of Sumatra. We desperately need new workers to help us and to make inroads into the slum communities in which we're working. Currently we're only working in 2 slum communities. There are opportunities to work in an additional 5, 6, 7, an endless number of communities that are around the city, and where we can immediately place people once they've had an opportunity to learn Thai. Please pray for us as we seek to reach the urban poor of Sumatra, and please pray and consider a possible opportunity of coming to join us and work in this exciting work.